Josh Green here for Tungsten Tales. Delighted to be joined by JDC Chairman, Mr. Steve Brown. How are you doing today, Steve?
I'm great, thanks, Josh. Yourself?
Yeah, really, really good. Thank you very much. A really busy time in the year for darts. We've got Lakeside coming up. We've got the PDC World Championships coming up. And of course, we've got the JDC World Championship as we're speaking just around the corner. Look,
The
really
main one,
exciting
yeah.
times to be involved, isn't it?
Yeah, fantastic, mate. Is everybody's favourite time of the year. So yeah, can't wait to get to Gibraltar next week and get on with it.
Yeah, and Gibraltar's become a real home of junior darts over there. You've been over there for a few years now. Just talk to me about what it's like being over there with all the great facilities they have.
Yeah, we've gone back sort of 4 or 5 years ago when we had our initial meetings with Stephen Linares, the then sports minister, that this project and us being able to deliver this in Gibraltar was massive for us. It was it's been they served us really, really well. And we always said at the beginning that we wanted Gibraltar to become almost like the Mecca for junior darts, and every junior dart player in the world wants to get to Gibraltar. And I think we've achieved that over the last 5 years. And I know it's an event everybody's excited about.
And those standards are just going up every time you look at the averages on Dart Connect from the JDC tours, the various JDC tours that we've got these days. There's so many players that are producing those averages that a number of years ago, you're looking 15 years ago, it wouldn't have been possible to see 20, 30 players producing top performances like they are now.
No, and in previous years gone by, we sort of had the King Barry era, we had the Luke Littler era, but now there's so many kids to pick from, and you could always sort of guarantee that those players would be in the final or thereabouts. But now you just can't pick who's going to get into these finals, and just goes to show. Young Mitchell Lawrence set the world alight, but he's not won a JDC major event this year. We've had multiple winners. Again, you just can't pick who's going to get to the final. We've got absolutely no idea who will be at Ali Pali come December the 20th.
And again, there's lots of different events, as you mentioned. You've got the Super 16, you've got those JDC Vault finals as well, and you've got the main sort of JDC Advanced and Foundation tours as well. There's different routes that these players can take now, isn't there? There's for different standards and different abilities. There's always a route to be playing darts.
Yeah, and what we try to keep sort of the year alive by qualification, for these events come by many different ways. A lot of it for the academy system now as well. So every season means something. And the kids, even if they've had a bad spell or a bad couple of months, there's always a fresh start around the corner. So yeah, we think it's important for us to make sure they've always got so much to look forward to.
I'm going to put you on the spot. How many academies have you got now around the country?
Registered academies, 287. Active academies, 212.
I knew you'd come up with the answer. It's just amazing that the kids have got so many opportunities to be involved, and they don't have to travel so far to find their local darts academy now. When you look at back when you started this, is this what you imagined it would be like all these years later?
Yeah, I'll be pretty smug and say yeah, because what my passion was, and we don't like barriers to entry. So for us, compared to other sports, I played lots of sports when I was a kid, and I've had kids of my own, running around the country, sort of trying to support them, and it can be quite expensive. So they're all part of the academy system, and the reason we started this is I was really passionate about that you could go to your local academy at the end of your street and qualify for a world championship to represent your country, which through the JDC mechanism, and only via JDC is that achievable.
What's the thing you're most proud of with all of this, all the hard work that's gone into this system?
The thing that pleases me the most, if I'm honest, is like going to these events, say in Gibraltar, or even just up in Coventry previously, is just the friendships that are formed, and that last a lifetime, and seeing these kids just communicate online and stuff as well, and just a network and a community that we've built. I think we should be very proud of it.
Yeah. And when you look down the PDC Order of Merit now, there's so many names, and the development tour as well. There's so many names on those Orders of Merit, on those rankings that have been a part of the JDC system at some point in their careers. Obviously, the now new number one in the world, Luke Littler, heads that. Jurjen van der Velde, who reached the last 16 of the Grand Slam on his major TV debut just last weekend. But there's a lot more coming, isn't there? There's going to be a time in a few years where the PDC Tour could well be dominated by names that have all played on that JDC Tour.
Yeah, I think we're probably sort of 5-6 years away from, I'd say, over 50% of players on the tour would have touched us at some stage, I'd imagine. And I think the demographic of the players on the with Pro Tour cards is that the age is going to come crashing down. I think, and I'm not sure what the average age is now on the tour, but I know it's Matt Porter's favorite spreadsheet of the year when he sees the average age of a professional dart player. Every year it just keeps coming down. So the sport's in a great place, and it's a team effort. It's not just a JDC. I mean, it's an industry, and there's plenty of other organisations, but we do our best. I think we do a good job.
Yeah, we talk about the Luke Littler effect a lot and the effect that he's had on darts across the country and around the world as well. Is that something that you've noticeably noticed, I guess, since he's exploded onto the scene a couple of years ago?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you'd be stupid not to notice that or acknowledge it. But for us, there was always going to be a Luke Littler. I'm grateful. I think the whole industry should be grateful that it was Luke Littler, and could have been another kid that not so approachable maybe, or Luke's the spotlight's been on him from day one, and he's handled every hurdle thrown in front of him really, really well. And I like to think that Darren Barson and the team have been a part of that, especially with the interviews and the way he conducts himself. And something we're really passionate about as well at the JDC is giving these kids media training, so they're not rabbit in the headlights when the time is right for them to explode onto the international scene.
Yeah, the difference between Luke when he first came onto the scene and the Luke Littler you see now sitting in front of the press, he feels so free to express himself. He doesn't sort of hold back. He doesn't have any nerves in front of the cameras, and that can't be said for every player, even the adult players that come and sit down in front of a camera for the first time. So I think it's a credit to all the work that's gone in with Luke Littler being able to sit down as a 16-year-old and feel comfortable in front of the cameras.
But even at our events now, if you watch our YouTube channel, it's all these kids, even age of 10, 11, 12, they talk so well and confidently in front of the camera. I think they appreciate now as part of the game, really. And I think subconsciously that they're sort of they do consider how they're going to conduct themselves in interviews now, which some even my age, in my era, I didn't start playing the PDC until I was 26, and speaking in front of the camera was more nerve-wracking than playing darts on TV.
Do you remember your first interview?
Yeah, I do actually. It was with Dave Clark at the World Match Play, and I did. I put my head in. I just put my head in the box. So I want to see what it looked like inside. Because it was I was at the match play, went to Gardens. It was up high, and I sort of cheekily walked past and put my head in. He was rehearsing or whatever, and I said, "I'll be sat in that seat later on." And I was playing Terry Jenkins at the time, who was probably the second best player in the world. So it was a bit tongue in cheek. I didn't think I'd actually be sat there, but an hour later, there I was. But yeah, it was brilliant.
Didn't handle it as well as Littler, though, yeah?
No, I've watched the interview back a few times. It's quite embarrassing, but there you go.
Something else worth mentioning is the rise of Beau Greaves, even though she hasn't been a part of the JDC system as such, but she has brought on an onslaught of girls coming through that JDC system. You've got the JDC Girls Series, the Girls Tour, which is now a big part of that system. The likes of Paige Paulding, Ruby Gray, Hannah Meek. There's so many names I could mention. It's important for them to have an outlet to show their best and show their form as well.
Yeah, I think Fallon Sherrock started that sort of movement. I think, excuse me, probably 4 or 5 years ago, and a lot of these girls are probably sort of products of what Fallon done on that stage. And I think Beau's now sort of been passed the baton. So much she's probably not so keen on label she wants, but I think she's done a great job. And again, she's just proven to the girls that even against the boys, you're definitely part of this sport, and there's room for everybody.
Do you think what Luke Littler has done for the men's game or the game in a whole, Beau Greaves could be able to do over the next year or so when she joins the PDC Tour full time to create another explosion of girls playing darts?
I think that's down to Beau, really. I think Luke was an extraordinary story. I think he was only 16, and it just happened. He just set a world alight. Then he joined his first World Championships. What I do respect about Beau is that she's done everything on her terms up to now. She's not rushed anything. She's not, whoever's advising her, I think, has done a great job. I think she joined the PDC when the time was right for her. She hasn't jumped before. So I think everything that she does will be calculated, and I wish her all the best.
How do you think she'll get on next year?
I think she'll do well. Yeah, I think she's say she'd be in the after 2 years. If she has got a tour card, right?
Yeah.
So after 2 years, I'd expect her to maintain her tour card.
Yeah. And just before we close out, JDC World Championships starting on Monday over in Gibraltar. Just give us a little bit of a taste of what we've got to look forward to there.
Well, it's our biggest event yet. We've got 31 teams. Slovakia event, will come on this year. So look forward to seeing welcoming in India back as well. Again, I'm really excited. I really, really can't call who's going to win the team event. I mean, Scotland's been a great story. A couple of years back, they were champions, and the year before that, they could get out of the group stages. And then Craig Mitchell and the guys up there started the academy structure up in Scotland, but in 12 months they were world champions. So. Yeah, that was a fairy tale story, and every year stories come up. Again, I think England are really strong again this year. They're going to be Scotland. I'd probably say Scotland are favourites, if I'm honest. But again, who knows who's going to win a team event, and the individual events could be anybody's. So, which makes it an exciting week.
Absolutely. Really appreciate the time today, Steve. Best of luck next week, and I'm sure we'll catch up soon.
Thanks, Josh.